Well, hello there, YouTubeites. Welcome to Lords of the Long Box and the Cover Price Top 10. We just had a very, very interesting conversation. Thank God we weren't live. If you want to know, no, I'm just kidding. Hey, welcome everybody to the
join our
weekly
Patreon.
Cover Price Top 10. Yeah, join our Patreon.
And you can get the behind the scenes.
You'll actually be behind the scenes with us as we talk shit.
And you
about
can join Justin's
everything.
OnlyFans. He's got that going on for you
As we
too.
catch charges for the shit
Well,
we do.
I'm gonna create Justin's OnlyFans for him without him knowing it, with all the topless shirt photos he keeps sending us from his
The
model
nipple
days
buster.
when he was a model for Z Cavarici. You know what I'm saying? So let's get right to it, boys and girls. Why you guys are sorry that we're late, but I'm gonna make you guys congregate some more. To be honest with you, you know why? Because this is what we like to do, man. Let's get this party started. It is hot as heck all over the place. I know. Manimal and I are sitting in about 95 to 100 degree heat.
Damn.
So let's keep it hot, baby.
I love that one.
The word. And since Joe Seaborn likes him so much, here's another 5-minute mix. I'm just kidding. What up to everybody in the live chat? Justin, say what's good to the people.
What's going on, everybody? We are the Blue Band Group again tonight. So what's up?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and I'll tell you what, this isn't planned. This is
it's not at all
random.
Yeah. Speaking of random, Darkside Jedi, say what's up.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tuesday night. We got a top 11, the only top 11 on the tubes.
Speaking of which, Manimal, say what's up.
Yo, what up, everybody? So my blue Lords of the Long Box shirt shrunk in the wash. That's why I don't wear it anymore, man. It's just I can't
The
believe it.
washer or the
medium on,
dryer?
bro.
So
The
the dryer, whatever, dude.
Little helpful hint to you cats out there. For your good t-shirts that you buy, you geek shirt t-shirts, you know, that cost 20, 30 bucks, whatever, wash them inside out and hang dry them. They last longer. Do not dry them.
I like to take them by the river, use rocks.
Beat them with a rock.
You know, hanging over the branches.
The old hang line, remember? Clotheslines and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
All right, well, let's get this thing started. Now it's getting out of control. All right, this show is sponsored by our friends over at CovrPrice.com. For your price guides, collections, and trends, go ahead to CovrPrice.com. You can sign up for a 2-week free trial. Or for the price of a McRib every couple of years, you can get a sign up for $6.99 for the full-blown membership. You get part of their mailing list, and you get to see all the movers and shakers and the weekly top 10 the day it drops. Not the day after, but you don't get the cool notes that we give you. The show is also sponsored by our friends over at KRSComics.com. Use the discount code of LOTLB to get 15% off any KRS Comics exclusives, including new comics on the KRSPullbox.com. And they don't have anything special coming up, just a signing. Oh, I lied. Boom! This is dropping tomorrow. X-Men #1, the Mike Mayhew X-23 variants will be dropping tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Use the discount code of LOTLB, and you'll get 15% off. You see it almost like Mayhew is changing his style to this more photorealistic, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Look at him. So you got the trade dress, the Virgin, and then the Virgin Eon Flux bikini, I guess is all I can say for those cats who remember Eon Flux. That was a good one.
Yeah.
These are still available too if you're interested. The Extreme Carnage Tyler Kirkham variant, which are going off. Once again, there's a signing coming up. We'll discuss that sooner than later, or eventually. Clayton Crane, July 16th, KRS Comics HQ in Chula Vista, California. We'll be heading down there. It's not a store. It's just a signing. But you know what? We're going to go down there, see what's up, and then take Ryan around all the comic shops in Orange County and L.A. Well, there aren't any good ones in L.A., so just in Orange County. And then we have to bring an extra piece of baggage, whatever, luggage.
An extra bag for all the comics.
Yeah, exactly. Or we can ship it to you. Maybe. I don't know.
I got to bring
I'll be like, I don't know what happened, Ryan. I shipped it to you. I don't know what happened to your Batman #3.
I'm going to bring that stack to Rocket Comics and see if he can't, all the good books that I'm afraid to mail.
That's right. So, we can KRS Comics. For those who want to use Rocket Comics, you can drop them off at Comic Stews and Toys. That's his little drop-off center, and you can sign off the work order and everything, and he'll get it to you. So this is the Cover Price Weekly Top 10. We look at the biggest comics sold for the week. Basically, it's a combination of price as well as units sold and the price increase percentage-wise. So, as always, there's one that doesn't quite crack the top 10, and we like to call that the runner-up. What do we have for this week's runner-up, boys and girls?
Oh, well, this one's no surprise. Marvel's Secret Wars Superheroes #3 from Marvel 1984. So it was recently announced last week that actress Jamila Jamil will be cast as in the She-Hulk as the villain as Titania. We talked about this on Lords of the Longbox over a year ago.
Speckless. Yep.
You heard it here first.
Yes, you did. Her first appearance did sell 22 copies last week, had a 7-day uptrend of 170% and a high sale for a CGC 9.8 for $550. And when we talked about it on Lords of the Longbox, 9.8s were going just under $100. So if you bought in early, you are making some money right now.
That is a massive increase from when a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they announced the She-Hulk series, there was a lot of rumors flying around, and then we finally got a hold of a long-term spec list. So it was Titania and then the other chick, Thundra. Thundra as well, because Thundra I think is not a better book, but a harder book to find in high grade since it's an older FF book. I think it's FF 129 or something like that. I'm trying to remember, but that's another great book to have. This one is pretty hard. I don't know and say it's hard to find.
Yeah, this one's
it was a pretty big print run.
This is a fun one because everyone collected this run for the symbiote. So like most people who have this issue probably didn't really think much about it because everyone was looking for that symbiote issue.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. This one just kind of snuck in there a little bit.
Yeah. For the longest time, it was like issue 1. The symbiote issue, and then that weird the Doctor Doom cover where it's an homage to the Hulk cover. I remember in recent years that issue's been picking up more and more. It's not a first appearance in there, is there? That the one with the Doctor Doom cover. I'm trying to
not
think.
The Doctor Doom one. There is the other first appearance of the other Spider-Woman. Julia Carpenter.
The one in all the one that came from Denver. She was on a long-term spec too, by the way, so you might as well just get the whole thing, man. So there you go. So the runner-up, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #3 from 1984. The good old days. The good old days.
Tigers
all right, let's get right to the top 10, boys and girls. What do we got for number 10?
Number 10 kind of breaks my heart here. Alpha Flight #1 from back in 1983. Alpha Flight members have been popping up all throughout the various X titles lately. In fact, it was just announced that Wolverine will be leading a new team of Canadian freedom fighters in the alternate universe Heroes Reborn. Add in the fact that all things mutant related are extremely hot. That led to a sudden surge of 48 copies sold with a 7-day trend of 100% and a high sale of $400 for a PGX 9.9.
Wow.
Man, I sold this
Holy
9.8 like a year or so ago for like $120.
Actually, if you look at today's Shakers list, this number 1 is on there as well for $500 for a 9.8 that sold today.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So here's a moral question to ask you guys and everybody in the live chat. You have a PGX 9.9.
It's a 9.4.
What do you do with it?
You keep it as
You
is.
know,
It's a 9.9.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn, that is a serious quandary, man. Like, what do you do with it, man?
You have to.
Keep it?
You keep it.
Yeah,
You have to.
I'd be curious to see too if it's like the really old label or is it the new. I don't know if they got any better, but at least the new labels look better. But the old label was just janky, man. It looked like you can tell it was like two dudes in their garage, right? I think that's the when PGX got put on blast by Bleeding Cool. They like told him, "Oh, it's those guys that work out of the garage in the Pacific Northwest somewhere or something like that." But good to see this book. You know why this book is so high now? Because, or you know, is starting to pick up now. We like to call it like the not really the FOMO effect, but like the spillover effect. Let's call it the spillover effect as opposed to the FOMO effect. The first appearance of Alpha Flight in X-Men, what, 121, 120?
120, 121, yeah.
Yeah. That book is incredibly expensive now. It's shot up. So the spillover effect, we're not going to call it FOMO. The spillover effect is people are like, hey, let's get the first issue. And being that I'm a huge John Byrne fan, I absolutely love this run.
But this also has a lot of first appearances. You know,
Yes, it does.
It's got a couple, yeah.
I think it's got 4 or 5.
And then later on in the series, there's the first appearance of Shaman's daughter, who we also had on a long-term spec list for Alpha Flight. So look out for that. I think right off the top of my head, I can't think of it right now, but I think it's like Alpha Flight 7 or something like that. It's basically the Shaman's daughter, something to Youngman, because Shaman, spoiler alert, gets killed in the comics. That's one dude that hasn't come back yet, but his daughter came back and took the mantle of the Shaman.
Oh no, he's around. He was in Immortal
Did
Hulk
he come
recently.
back?
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's good to see he came back, man. Kind of a cool sorcerer type. I dug Songbird too. That cover, that all white cover, I think it's called Snowblind. Yeah. That one, I want to get that in 9.8. It's one of those things like ASM 301 where it's a ridiculously thin cover and hard to find in a 9.8.
Like a Moby
and
Dick.
the cover is white, but you can actually, if you look through the book, you can see the coloring on the first page already because the pages are so thin. Similar to ASM 301. If you guys don't believe me in ASM 301, look at a 9.8 and an ASM 301. I can only imagine what it's going for now, but. Number 10 on the list is Alpha Flight, number 1 from 1983, from your friend and our friend, the grumpy old man himself, the originator, John Byrne. All right, what do we got for number 9?
Number 9 this week is Thor 617. This is a Marvel from 2010. And this first appearance of Kid Loki makes a reappearance on this week's top 10 with continued expectations to see a young version of the God of Mischief on Disney Plus's Loki. It sold 20 copies. It had a 7-day trend of 241%, and it had a high raw sale of $100.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's do some Comic-Con podcast controversy here, like like the guys like to talk. So we've always said that apparently people need to see it in live action for them to actually believe it, right? Even though this character was cast in 2019, a Deadline reported it on it that there's there's going to be an actress that's going to be playing most likely Lady Loki, maybe Enchantress, but they showed her in costume, and guess what? She has like almost the same chest plate that Loki has, and so the Deadline report, and then in 2020. In early 2020, there was other reports that it was going to be Lady Loki as well. So for anybody, I don't care who you are, YouTuber, Instagrammer, blogger, MySpacer, Friendster, whatever, if they claim credit for being the first one to break Lady Loki on the Loki series, they are wrong. It has been floating around there literally since 2019. And so it's we've known it's coming, right? But now it's like, what would we always say? it's like you have to actually see it on screen or a trailer for somebody to say, you know what, I need to go buy that book right now. So what do you guys think? I mean, everybody here has seen Loki, right?
Yeah, I've seen Loki.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that's Lady Loki in the hood at the end?
Oh, of course.
So here's the other speculation that who it could be, because the actress playing Lady Loki, the pictures on set, she's blonde. So they're saying it could be the Enchantress as well, which I'm down for 100%. I love me some Enchantress, you know. But, you know, because Lady Loki is like black hair, no eyebrows, the whole thing. I mean, so, and I guess they could just say, hey, she's going to be blonde anyway, but it's going to be on tonight for me, so I can't wait to see it, man. So
right.
Just remember, I mean, it's been in the Hollywood. Just search Lady Loki, and you'll see the evolution of it. Deadline, I believe, is the first one reported in 2019. So when I say a trade, I mean like the Hollywood Reporter, Variety, or Deadline. Those are Hollywood trades. When they say the casting is legit, they are normally the ones right. Not like us who just get some long-term spec and you have to put two and two together, or movie scoopers who look at a production grid or heard some casting news. When the trades report it, then it's definitely going to be true. So can't wait to see Loki tonight. Man, that's cool, man. I get so right after Tuesdays and Thursday shows, I have Loki, and then I go right into Bad Batch.
So you went off into Lady Loki, but this was a Kid Loki book. Because of time travel, it's just probably 90% he'll show up as a kid. Is that?
Well,
what
I'm
the
sure
spec
we'll
is?
get to that later down the line on this list. So, you know, I
right.
just before people start
Ooh.
talking about it, I just wanted to throw out there this whole thing about, I don't think Kid Loki is going to be appearing in the Loki series. It seems a bit of a stretch.
Okay.
Then
Well,
again, maybe
five
because he's
episodes
going to be
left. So
But it's time travel. I mean, maybe flashback. Who knows?
yeah. Did we ever see Kid Loki in the movies? I'm trying to
I
think.
don't think
Was
so.
there ever
Oh
a
well,
flashback?
I mean, when he was a
Blue baby?
blue monster, yeah, blue
Blue
baby.
Damn, monster. That's fucked up, Ryan. He was just a kid, man.
I know
My
how insensitive
God.
of me. I need to go to
Damn,
racial.
man.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay,
racial
let's just move
sensitivity
on, Ryan.
classes.
Jeez, Ryan. The real Ryan comes out from 8
Yep.
Mile. God damn. All right.
Just a horrible.
Number 9 on
person.
the list is Thor 617 from good old 2010. That is a great run of Thor, by the way. Fantastic run. What do we got for number 8?
well,
Herpes.
My God, again.
always on the list. Of course, Spawn number 1 coming in at number 8. Of course, Spawn is one of the market's most consistent selling books till recently, when both sales and prices have spiked. Typically, selling about 25 copies a week, but 9.8s are around $120. However, the most recent announcement of Sam and Twitch being developed for TV and a recent comic expansion, of course, with the Spawn universe, Spawn number 1 is hitting tons of highs. So last week it sold 84 copies, had a 7-day uptrend of 95%, and high sales for $304 and CGC 9.8s, and that's for the direct copy. I know newsstands are crazy prices right now, but
Newsstands are hot.
yeah, but
But you know
direct
what?
copies are
That's-
304.
That's not bad when you can average 25 copies sold on eBay a week. That's that's pretty good for back issue movement. I'm trying to think, was there a Sam and Twitch animated series as well?
I feel like I want to say yes.
Yeah, I
but
could have swore there was. Or they had planned. There was plans to make a Sam and Twitch like detective show. I remember like Sam and Twitch. They drew them really well in the HBO animated series. Todd McFarlane, please just hire somebody to write and direct your film and make it like the HBO series. That's what we're asking for. You know what I mean? We don't want the movie version. Although you lucky kids are spoiled with your Disney Pluses and HBO Maxes and Snyder Cuts and all that shit. Man, we had the Spawn movie and that was it. When the Spawn movie
Meteor
came out,
Man.
was that
Don't
like right
forget
around
about
when
Meteor Man.
Sony released Spider-Man, right? I'm trying to think.
yeah, that was like 97, 98.
And bruh, when Spawn came out, I
Ahead of
knew
its
Spawn
time.
was, but nobody
was
in the
dope.
world knew who the hell Spawn was. Like, you know what I mean? It would talk
It
about.
didn't matter though. I don't think when I saw it, it was. I loved it,
Yeah, man.
and I wasn't really a comic book collector back then.
You
Yeah,
had
but-
Black Dynamite in it.
Yeah,
You just
John Leguizamo as the clown was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But obviously, it's one of those things where maybe we should delay this film until we have better special effects, because I think that would have done it better. But the Spawn story has evolved so differently to what the original comic was. For those who've read Spawn, obviously he is the Hell Spawn, but I don't know if you guys remember this. If you read the comic like I did, the more he uses, he didn't have an infinite amount of power. Right,
Yeah.
it was finite. So the more you use it, the less of it he has, and that's why he has guns. If you wonder why Spawn has guns, you're like, what does Spawn need a gun for? Well, the more he uses his power, it depletes the levels. So in the comics, I think they eventually ended up changing it. But there could be a great story there.
It's a cool
Dude
story.
goes to war, comes back as a Hellspawn, then his wife leaves him and goes with his best friend to raise his kids. What? Could have killed his ass, man. All right. So number 8 on the list is Spawn number 1. Yet again. We'll see if it can still round out the top 10 or maybe hit the runners-up next week, but we shall see. So, hey, speaking of which, up for number 7, I was just at Avengers Campus this weekend.
Yeah, number 7 has been a hot book all week. This is Web of Spider-Man number 1, but this one's going to be the Bagley variant, the 1 in 25. So after Endgame, one of the biggest questions was, who was that guy at Tony Stark's funeral, which was quickly answered as Harley Keener, the boy from Iron Man 3. This led to plenty of speculation that Harley would appear in the future MCU films, quite possibly as an Iron Man-based hero. However, with no comic ties, speculation was limited until now. This issue introduces Harley officially into the Marvel comic universe and had immediate price spikes. This variant was super hot, sold 40 copies, had a 7-day trend of 217%, and had a high raw sale of $158.
Wow.
I don't remember when Iron Man 2 or 3. It was
3.
Iron Man 3 came out to when, Endgame added another 5 years on, because that kid looked like he was 25 years old. But
He hit a growth spurt in there. Somewhere.
I was like, damn, he's one of those awkward kids that are just 16, but he had a growth spurt. So that's interesting, man. I mean,
that kid definitely didn't blip. I'll tell you that. He aged through that blip.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
like, I'm staying on Earth and I'm eating up all the food. I'm getting all the gains. So
He
when
was
all
like
the
damn
hoes,
near 6 feet tall, probably.
yeah, he was huge. But it was kind of weird. And for those who are wondering, we're talking about the funeral scene for Tony Stark. And they just kind of showed this really cool shot of everybody. And there was just like a rando, young teenager, maybe a young adult teenager who was taller than like everybody on the set that was just standing there by himself, which is kind of sad. It's like, dude, where are your friends? Where's your mom? So I'm going to make up a tragic backstory about that anyway. So number 7 on the list is Web of Spider-Man number 1. Web, as in an acronym, W-E-B. Can somebody help me out in the live chat what the acronym Web stands for? I don't know if they made that to stand out from the original Web of Spider-Man series or not, or if that. I gotta think. What is it? I don't know.
I think it has to do with the organization that he's running in that.
Yeah, because it's on Avengers Campus too. So
Mm-hmm.
I never even put 2 and 2 together on Avengers Campus because it was.
I don't
90
read
degrees
Spider-Man
outside.
because it sucks, but I think that's what it is.
All right. Thank you for the positive words there, Zach. Number 7 on the list is WEB of Spider-Man. Number 1, the Mark Bagley variant, 1 in 25. What do we got for number 6?
Hawkeye number 1 from 2016. So interest and anticipation in Kate Bishop's appearance on the Hawkeye Disney Plus series has spilled over into her first solo series. While this also features the first appearance of Ramon Watts, who later becomes Alloy, this issue surprisingly sold even more copies than last week, with 80 sold, a 7-day trend of 118%, and had a high sale of $350 for a CGC 9.8.
Yeah, man. I have a feeling when that Hawkeye series comes out, Echo and Kate Bishop are going to blow up. So the funny thing about kind of both characters, but more so on the Kate Bishop side, there's multiple kind of appearances of her, right? It's the first appearance of Kate Bishop, then the first appearance of Kate Bishop as Hawkeye, so on and so forth. So there's quite a few there, just like the first appearance of Echo is just first her as in her named epistle, and then she appears as Echo, and I think at one point she was Ronin. So there's a lot of stuff and go there, but I think Hawkeye will be the next series that will be heavily spec. Excuse me, Armor Wars as well. I think will be heavily spec'd since they've already dropped some nuggets for us. So go check out that Lord's long-term spec list for Armor Wars. Although we didn't know it was called Armor Wars at that time, it was so long ago. But yeah, there's some really interesting characters on that. We'll see if Loki has the same, right? If you remember, the spec for WandaVision was just absolutely bonkers, right?
It was absurd.
It was to the point of ridiculousness. And Falcon Winter Soldier was a little straightforward, right? Because this is Joaquin Torres. Hey, that's the Falcon. I could put 2 and 2 together. You know what I mean? It was like even the the old Count chick, Madam Hydra, whatever. You know, that was pretty straightforward. Nobody really figured out who was the boss that they were talking about, the power broker, right? We never find out who the power broker was, so we'll probably find out.
You did. It was Sharon Carter.
Oh yeah, do you think it's Sharon Carter though?
Yeah,
because you know why? She wasn't using an iPhone, was she?
Well, I don't remember that, but
it's a true fact. Apple does not allow villains to use iPhones in films. So she was using an ITC phone or some weird like British or some weird like UK telco company. They don't even. It wasn't even a Samsung. It was a. If you look at it, like Bucky and Sam Wilson were using iPhones, and then Sharon Carter was not. And in an interview, Kevin Smith said it's funny. He goes, they won't let villains use Apple iPhones. And sure enough, the director of Knives Out on his film also said that as well. He goes like Apple said anybody that's considered a villain cannot use an iPhone, which is really, really
weird.
interesting.
That's weird.
So number 6 on the list is Hawkeye number 1. So just pay attention to it next time you see somebody who's questionable and they're not using an iPhone.
We've ruined every single movie ever.
If they're using a Motorola flip phone, they are really sketchy, especially if it's 2021.
Well, that guy did it 2 seconds into the
I
credits.
know, right? I just ruined Murder on the Orient Express for you, by the way. But they didn't have cell phones back then. But there you go. All right, what do we got for number 5 on the list?
Well, this one is interesting. So, what if Planet Hulk number 1 from Marvel 2007? So, a lot of websites are currently sharing the unconfirmed rumors that Scar, son of Hulk and Shire from Planet Hulk, Scar, could be appearing in upcoming Disney Plus She-Hulk series, which is crazy. While Scar's first appearance is this what if one shot that is reported to be an alternate version of Scar that was first emerged at the end of World War Hulk number 5, which is his cameo. And then he got his own series called Scar, Son of Hulk number 1. Still, this one shot, it went nuts last week. It sold 25 copies, had a 7-day uptrend of 493%. And raw books are hitting about $250, an all-time high $600 for CGC 9.8s, which is just unbelievable for this book.
For what if?
Probably sitting in dollar bins for years.
Well, people laughed at what if Jane Foster was the Hulk too, and that's the preeminent Jane Foster Lady Hulk book to get. I won't lie, I was one of the people who bought this book 2 years ago.
I was gonna say this wasn't the first time I've seen this book.
Yeah, I put this on Instagram before. First appearance of Scar in a What If series. And what it is basically in this What If story, and it's all What If stories are kind of depressing and tragic. So they kill Hulk, and the mother or his wife comes to Earth to avenge him. So in Planet Hulk, how they killed the wife, and then he comes to Earth to avenge. In this one, as you see there on the cover, it's her. And then you see Scar as a baby in this issue. So like what Justin was saying, let's just put on our thinking caps here for a second, guys. Put away your speculator caps for a second, and let's logically think about how Scar could come into the MCU. So let's just say Hulk was banging bitches on that off-world there in Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
He was. He had all those chicks in his room. Remember when Thor showed up?
Oh my God! What if Valkyrie gives birth to his son? Did you know how they have that weird little kind of thing? But then Valkyrie is a rug muncher, so never mind. So, speaking of rug munching, Batman. So, you know what? I'm gonna let the Comic-Con podcast tackle that subject on their podcast this Friday. So I'm sure you guys are gonna talk about it, right?
Maybe.
All right,
we have some guests on, and we really don't want to go too.
All right, well, we'll talk about it here real fast. So, The creators of the Harley Quinn cartoon said DC Comics told them, you need to remove this scene from your show. And it was basically Batman going down on Catwoman, or was it Harley Quinn?
No, was it? Yes.
It was,
I know
she
it's
was-
reversed. It was Catwoman going down on Batman.
No, it was Batman going down on somebody else. That's why they say heroes don't do that.
This is the most absurd conversation.
Yeah, so the internet blew up and it's like, so heroes are selfish, they just get theirs, they don't give, you know? And I was thinking, and then there was some people had some hilarious stuff and they go, yo, that's why Batman wears a cowl and you can only see his mouth and his nose is covered. So well, anyway, I don't want to get any. So there was a scene where Batman is going down on, I think, either Catwoman or
On Catwoman.
on
Reading the
Catwoman,
article. Yep.
and they had them remove it. Which even I know that Harley Quinn is a adult themed show,
brilliant.
but even that seems a bit a little bit
show is brilliant.
much. That would be more for the boys. I don't think you want your main cash cow Batman doing that. I meant, you know, remember Batwang and the controversy. Well, hell, if you're gonna show Batwang, why not have him going down? You know what I mean?
Why not?
So let me do my impersonation of Batman going down on Catwoman. Ready?
Where's the trigger?
I'm Batman. That was a fur ball. Get it? Because it's Catwoman.
Oh.
I had to. You had to see me on screen. Hopefully, those who listen on podcasts.
I'm so glad
will
I
see-
didn't see you on screen.
Okay, so get it? I'm Batman. That's a fur ball. Get it? It's a fur ball. Anyway, number 5 on the list. This show is going all to hell. 225 of you watching.
Welcome
I hope you guys
aboard,
just didn't
folks.
join for the
Happy
my impersonation
Tuesday.
of Batman going down on Catwoman. So, number 5. What if Planet Hulk number 1 from 2007? Don't worry, kids. It's almost over and you can get on with your days. What do you got for number 4?
Number 4, we got The Nice House on the Lake, number 1. So James Tinian's status as a hitmaker continues into this DC series. This book sold a big 93 copies with a 7-day trend of 275% and had a high raw sale of $20. This first issue should continue seeing increases. I mean, it's not too surprising. We see anything Tinian's touching right now, whether it's Batman, something is killing the children, Nice House on the Lake, it's all going up, man. I mean, he's crushing it right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things people follow. A lot of times people follow artists, but now it's, you know, they're following the writer. Who writes Department of Truth? That's not Tinian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So Tinian does Something Is Killing the Children and he does Department of Truth?
Oh, he's all over the place.
His
Yeah,
Batman stuff is great too. Go read it.
Yeah. So that's crazy that now Nice House. But I mean, it also goes to people who are like looking or will you spill over again to the next big thing, right? Because they're like, you know what? Tinian did Department of Truth. Those issues blew up. I mean, Tinian did Something Is Killing the Children. And that absolutely went ridiculously bonkers. So they're like, you know what? Maybe this will be the next thing. I mean, for the longest time, for you young kids out there, that was the Kirkman recipe. If you remember, after The Walking Dead, he would come out with series and people would just buy them up. If I recall, didn't he do Thief of Thieves as well, Kirkman?
He did that Super Dinosaur.
Was that his?
Yeah, I think
I
Thief
want
of
to say
Thieves.
yes, but I'm not sure.
If it wasn't Kirkman wrote it, it was Skybound who did it. And
it was
then
definitely
that was,
yeah.
So it was. I always go back. It's the Walking Dead effect because every indie book and, you know, whatever you think of Image, it's still not part of the big 2 yet. But they've been chasing
Yeah, you're right.
that
Robert
Walking
Kirkman.
Dead number 1 for the longest time now, and I think Tinian is kind of proven it in a way of, you know, organic though. You know,
Did
what I mean?
he write
'Cause-
The Woods for Boom?
Yes. Tinian.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Yeah. So Tinian is killing it. Shout out to Tom King too, my favorite artist, man. Oh, by the way, happy birthday to Otto, man. So
Happy
I hope
birthday,
you
Otto.
Enjoyed your big 55th birthday, Otto.
Damn, son.
55th.
5. Oh,
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
You know, it took him like 3 days to recover from his hangover. The
Oh,
older you get, boys and girls, it is
man.
not nice. All I got to tell you, hydrate for every, if you're a big drinker like I am, for every 4 drinks, you should have a glass of water. Okay.
good idea.
So if you're a light drinker, every 2 drinks. If you're like me, every 10 drinks, then I drink a
Or just drink Jack and water and you're good all night.
yeah. Well, I don't know about soda or
No,
Jack
not
and water.
soda. I said Jack and water.
Oh, yeah.
And you're good all night.
Yeah. Just drink a cup of water, boys and girls. Don't listen to Ryan. He's racist and he's homophobic. So
Whoa. What?
All right,
Hey
so number
there.
4, there's Nice House on the Lake. Number 1
Cancel
from
Dark Side
DC's. Is this part of a different DC imprint that it's not
It's
part
Black
of?
Label.
Okay, Black Label, yeah. So it's not part of any continuity. Not like DC cares anyway. So shout out to the Snyderverse cut. All right, what do we got for number 3? This is the one that I totally recognize because I was just there.
Number 3 is the WEB web of Spider-Man #1. This is the Matsukek variant. And last week, Avengers Campus at Disney's California Adventure opened and is celebrated on this cover. Add that and the fact that it also features the first Harley Kenner, and it makes this a solid pickup. It sold 64 copies. It had a 7-day trend of 422% and had a high raw sale of $30. And get this in the chat, WEB, we had a few people make some guesses. Eddie Brock, End Brisket was a good one.
I like
Wet
Wheaties.
Easter Bunny, I believe JLS Comics said Wet Easter Bunny.
When Dingo Eats Babies, that was a good one too.
Wow,
but I think Comics Are Great, he says Worldwide Engineering Brigade. Is that
okay?
Sounds good to me.
Sure, I'll have to Google it. But so I was there, and here's the thing, man. So at the California Adventure side, where Adventures Campus is, they have merchandise stores that sell comic books, and this was not there, even though it's a Disney Parks exclusive variant. Because I have some other ones, and I was very disappointed. But the Disney Adventures Campus itself, man, I would wait till more capacity comes right now because they basically cordoned it off, so you have to like get into a virtual queue for it, and it's just packed right now because it's only limited capacity. But there was a gang of people when I went, but the actual merchandise store for Avengers Campus is outside of the little Avengers Campus area, and they have some really cool stuff. And I found out something from our private chat. There are Sideshow collectible statues on there that have the same retail price from sideshow.com. And for those of you who are Disney annual pass holders, you get 20% off in that store. And because my girlfriend, and this only happens toward the end of the year, because obviously it's a grandfathered clause that's going away, right? Because there's no more annual passes. But if you're an annual pass holder, you get 20% off all merchandise inside Disneyland, food, snacks, t-shirts, whatever the fuck it is. Typically on Sideshow pieces, which are not Disney exclusives, right? They don't have the Disney name on it. By the way, there was Hot Toy statues at Disneyland too. If you're an annual pass holder, you can get 20% off of a Sideshow statue. Because I looked at the Doctor Strange maquette, and it was $675. And and the worker guy, at the register, didn't believe that you can get a discount on it. He goes, yeah, because there's also
it's called a cashier.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
The worker guy.
Because there's also a store that sells original art inside the California Adventure, and your discount doesn't work there because it's somebody's commission. It's not Disney, it doesn't have the Disney name on it. And he goes, it probably doesn't work. So, and I was like, just for shits and giggles, can you scan it? And then he scanned it, and it came up $581, including tax. So that's not bad for a statue to cost $675.
Not bad. Did you get it?
No,
You
I was
son
like,
of a bitch.
bitch, I was tired. I wasn't about to carry that motherfucker around the park.
Oh my god!
That's the thing about buying. That's the thing about buying merchandise. By the way, there's a giant Stormbreaker you can buy too. That's like $150. It was pretty dope. I saw a lot of people buying Stormbreaker there. But the merchandise store is pretty cool, man. They got a lot of cool, like weird Funkos, statues, little toys, even some comic books. I remember I showed you guys a picture on live chat. There was actually a treasury edition of Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was thinking to myself, have I ever seen a treasury edition of Guardians of the Galaxy #1?
Nope.
Nope. So I think it's exclusive to that. So I think going forward though, because they've done this in the past, Disneyland makes or Disney makes park exclusive variants, and these would be the lowest print runs ever because they typically. All you crazy Disneyland people know when they sell these like popcorn holders or anything, man, people sell them and they're immediately on their phones selling it, putting it on eBay and flipping it for like 5 times the price they pay for it for different popcorn holders and stuff. But I did get some Disney exclusive comics before, just like Ryan and I got that weird Wonder Woman from the Universal or Warner
Beat
Brothers.
the shit.
Yeah, beat the shit.
Beat the
That's
shit.
so sad, man.
I've got 2, and I was gonna should I get them graded? But then I'm like, man, I can't.
No,
It's just they're ugly.
Yeah, it's like the guy was like, "Here you go," and he's like throwing them at us. I'm like, "Hey, man, we're comic collectors. What's wrong with you?"
I think those were the very last ones.
Yeah, because I got 4 of them. We were like,
Yeah.
just give us all of them. All right. So Web of Spider-Man, number 1, the Mike Matusak attraction variant, meaning that's what the Spider-Man little ride. And if you see the back of it right there, that building, that is the Tower of Terror. That's a Guardians of the Galaxy ride right behind it. So I was just there. That's why I have a fresh memory of it. There you go. So there you go. Number 3. What do we got for number 2?
KRS. Let's go to the Disneyland, man.
Oh, I'll drop you off and then pick you up later, like what parents do to their kids. I'll just drop you off. You have a good time there.
I'll call you collect and hang up. Come pick me up. Remember that?
Yeah, so you'd have to get charged for it. All right, so what's Spider-Man number 1? What do we got for number 2?
So if you heard Tim's rant earlier today about the Loki,
Yeah, that rant was just a little bit early.
Thor Annual number 18 from Marvel 1993 is our number 2 spot. Who would have seen this one coming? So, super sleuths or dig out this first cameo appearance of the female Loki. While it's not the same iteration that we see in the Marvel's Dark Reign and Siege storyline, the recent spotlight on this early appearance sold 78 copies, had a 7-day uptrend of 628%, and a high raw sale of $40, which I think is crazy. These were polybagged. Oh man, I can't believe this is hitting number 2.
So I'm assuming
and it's
that
also the first appearance of Flame.
I mean, 628% means that you didn't even see it.
It was like a 25-cent book. I mean, these are people reaching because they missed out on Lady Loki's first appearance, right? I'm pretty sure, that's hopefully you guys know that it was announced like a year ago that she was going to be on Loki. I'm still holding out chances that hopefully it'll be the Enchantress because she's blonde. So, we'll find out sooner or later. I think maybe even tonight, man, if that's her that we saw at the end of the first episode of Loki wearing the hood. Also, see if there's a first appearance of D.B. Cooper in the comics, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, there you go.
Just saying, man. Just saying. Thor number 2, Thor Annual number 18 is number 2 on the list. From those of you from the Bay Area, especially from San Jose, do you guys remember the bar D.B. Coopers back in the day? Yeah,
yes.
That's a throwback for you guys, man. All right, what do we have for numero uno?
So there should be no surprise with the theme of this top 10 list this week, or sorry, top 11 list. So we got Web of Spider-Man number 1. This is going to be the cover A. And yeah, Harley Kinner's first appearance in comics dominated this top 10, catching collectors off guard. Many had to turn to online sales and helped move 153 copies with a 7-day trend of 396% and had a high raw sale of $32.
Wow.
Wow.
At least, yeah. So this one, out of all 3 of them, looks the coolest because it's actually Spider-Man in front of the building that's part of the Avengers campus. The one we saw earlier was just Avengers campus, no Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The other one we saw was just Spider-Man with no Avengers campus.
No, Spider-Man is on that one. Go back.
Let's look.
On the very top corner.
left corner.
Where?
The one?
Yeah,
no.
the other one.
Disney.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
The campus one. Yep. See right up.
Oh yeah.
By the-
Because that's part of the ride. Actually, the coolest thing. It's not really a ride. It's like a little show they do, like every hour, and he literally flies from one side to. I should have uploaded the video and played it. You know what? I'll do it for you guys next Thursday. So make sure you tune in. I will record the entire little thing of Spider-Man. So for those who can't make it to Disneyland, it'll be like you were there.
Sweet.
And there's also a Doctor Strange one, which was it was kind of whack because man, only like 50 people can fit inside of it, and we saw it during the day. So hopefully they get it better. Just
Why did you go audition for that role, man?
yeah, he was too short to be
Come
Doctor
on.
Strange. I should have whooped his ass and took his clothes.
I saw that picture of that dude.
But
No
he
way.
does say the hoary hosts of Hoggoth. So 239 of you guys watching, appreciate it, man. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. When we hit 6,666 subscribers, I'm gonna give something evil away. Ooh. That's right, because we're at 6,400 or so subs right now. Some house cleaning. We're kicking Ryan out the show because of all the crazy shit he said. No, hey guys, Thursday we got a Shaker Show, but Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, we have the semi-quarterly, annual, quarterly, Father's Day, Lords of the Long Box claim sale and auction. Baby. So make sure you guys tune in. I've already said it's going to happen on that day, so we're going to make it happen. So
It's going to happen.
it'll be Friday, 6 p.m. I know me, Ryan, and Justin will be on. I don't know, Zach will be on.
I will be there.
All right.
Oh, I'm actually going
It's
to
gonna
bow out for this one. Just so it's.
Oh, you are?
What?
Yeah, I'm going to bow out for this
crazy.
one. Probably.
All
Hell
right,
must
well.
have frozen over. Justin bowing
you
out of
gotta
an
get
auction.
Zach's got some good books. I know he's got back from CGC, so let him. And I'm sure you're going to have the big to do on. So maybe I'll make.
No,
a guest
actually, Big
appearance,
To Do
but-
can't make it. So,
Oh, all right. Well, then we'll see. I didn't want to make
No,
it
he's
too
gonna say-
many. I didn't want to have too many people on this show.
here's Justin. He's like, you know what? I don't really have anything. And then the show starts. Yo, I got these 25 mystery
Right.
boxes here. If you guys, I just threw them together the last minute. So see,
Yeah,
it's easy.
I got stuff
he's
just, like,
easy.
right here.
He's a variant horror, and all we have to do is nudge him a little bit, and he's
That's
gonna be
right.
like, I got some stuff to sell. Otto may on too. The invitation's out to Otto, so we'll see. But he may still be recovering. So, Darkside Jedi, any last words?
Hey, man. I love you all. I apologize for my crass words.
What crass words?
my hate against the blue. I can't help it. I don't know. I don't know. They're different, Anyway, good night, everybody.
All right. Speaking of good night, Justin, any last words?
Yes, upcoming episode of the Comic-Con podcast will be this Friday. We have a publishing company coming on as well with their artist, who is a local artist here in New Jersey. So be sure to check that out. Episode 23 was last week. Zach and myself did a really great job on talking a lot of shit. And episode 24 this week. So that's what we got.
Good shit.
All right. Can you guys actually tell us who's going to be on the show this Friday? I'll let Manimal take that. Go ahead, Manimal.
No, actually, that's Justin's baby.
All
Yeah,
right.
this is my baby.
Manimal,
So,
any last words before we kick it back to Justin?
Nah, yeah, same thing. Tune in on Friday morning for the podcast. It should be pretty interesting. This guy's comic is really cool, man. Definitely something that probably not a lot of people know about. So definitely listen to it and jump on this.
Yeah, something.
All
up
right,
your
Justin.
alley,
So
Tim.
who is going to be the guest host for Friday, or guests that you have for Friday?
So we have the creator owner of Sinopa Publishing, and the artist is Alexia Mosa, and the name of her comic that she drew is called 47 Furious Tales. It's basically a 12-issue limited series, and it talks about the story of the 47 Ronin. But what they
Nice.
did was, instead of it being humans, the different clans are actually animals. So
that's
it's really dope art. So, you have like
So are they
squirrel,
samurai
monkey.
animals, dude?
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
down. I'm
Right?
fucking so down. That's all you had to say. Shoot.
That's
Yeah,
You
I
had
got,
me a samurai, and then animal samurais at that.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Right
Oh,
there,
hold
man.
on. Let me.
Give them that full screen treatment.
There you go. Show that off.
Right
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. A samurai Shibu Inu or some shit.
Put it a little bit more
That's the
to
squirrel, not the
to
squirrel.
your left. Put a little more to your left.
You're at the left.
To your left. There
There
you
you
go.
go. Down
In
to
the
the
light.
light.
There you go. There you go.
47 Furious Tales. I see.
That's cool.
Tils. I see what you did
Yeah.
there. That's very good. All right. We're looking forward to that. So the Friday podcast drops. If you're also listening on the rewind, Alexa, play Lord of the Longbox podcast on Spotify. The show will be up on podcast tomorrow. And make sure you check out our friends at KRS Comics tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, for this gorgeous Mike Mayhew X-Men #1 variant. Use the discount code of LOTLB, and you too can get 15% off that. I will be selling some KRS boxes on the auction. I have about 30, 40 KRS exclusive variants. Some are sold out, so they're hard to get. So going to offer a little bit of everything to everybody. So we will see you guys on Thursday for the Shaker Show. And then make sure, if you're not down with that, then make sure you tune in Friday. We're going to have some killer deals on some comic books. So until next time, boys and girls, keep digging in them long boxes.
Peace, everybody.
Peace out.
Now let's do this. Rewind, select and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last. Jump, 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 jump.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is
Get to my job. You can't get fresher than this.
Five greatest heroes. Their mission to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even notice. Oh, how so? I'll be too busy looking good.